This is a great little automation. It's a little bit more complicated on the back end. As you can see in the graphic, it's when you have something that goes through your PHP POS, it automatically creates a invoice and purchase order in Xero. The title, it's a little bit of a mouthful, PHP point of sale sales to Xero, but basically anytime something comes in through your POS, it'll process it at the back end in Xero. It'll add a contact if you need to. It'll add the item to Xero if it doesn't exist, but it can be a real game changer in terms of creating new information exactly when the sale comes in. Let's take a look at what that automation looks like in practice. So we see here on the left-hand side, we've got PHP. It is a live or ACID scenario, and so every time a sale comes in, it triggers. It looks for that information in Xero for the contacts. Has a couple of iterators in here. As you can see, it's looking at cart items. Up on this top row here, it will look in Xero to see if the item from PHP already exists. If it does not exist, it will create the item in Xero, so it's a nice little smart filter there. If it already exists, it'll come down to the second row. It'll look for the contact. If the contact exists, great, it moves on. If it doesn't, it will add them as a contact to Xero, fantastic as well. It'll then go through a little iterator that pulls the cart items again, maps the things, and will create a purchase order based on the information in PHP. If the contact already exists, it comes down to this third row, skips this one, and just creates a purchase order. So it's a really smart little system where, depending on what information exists in Xero, it'll either add it or update it, and will mean that you don't need to check to see if the contact exists or the item exists. That's why for this client, it's saving about 2 hours per week, but depending on how many items you process every day, this could be a significant time saver in a larger organization.